I asked Petina why she chose an albino as the main character in the book.
I wanted to make her somebody who suffers the condition of albinism because I thought it would be an interesting way to talk about the story at the heart of the novel, which is that the family to which she belongs thinks that they're under some kind of curse, and the condition of albinism presented to me an opportunity to really, in a visible way, talk about that. And also I wanted to interrogate a little bit the concept of whiteness in Zimbabwe, because there are all kinds of whiteness. There's the whiteness that comes with privilege, but then the whiteness of being an albino, it doesn't come with any kind of privilege at all.
So she's convicted of the murder of her adopted father, but she doesn't sound remorseful at all. Why is that?
I'm afraid if I tell you, I might have to kill you, because it's one of the things that I sort of try to explain why she is not immediately remorseful. But I think if you stay with the novel and try to reach the end, you'll see that she does increasingly, her feelings become more ambivalent, let me say. But certainly at the start of this novel, she believes that her parents sold her to this man. So if there's a seller in the transaction, there's also a buyer. So she believes that this man bought her, and she carries a lot of resentment. And I think that's part of why she doesn't feel too sorry about the fact that he's dead.
So the issue of albinism is one that resonates across the continent, and more so in East Africa. How much has that influenced this book?
When I wrote this novel, of course, the stories that were coming out of East Africa were about it's a brutal word to use it in this context, the trade in human body parts of people suffering with albinism. But I wanted to also explore the kind of superstitions that people have around the condition. And so I wanted to do that from the perspective of a Zimbabwean family. So we don't have the extreme that you have in Tanzania of people actually being killed for their body parts. But certainly there's a lot of superstition. So I would say that that news story certainly helped me to understand that this was still very much a condition that was not understood in many parts of Africa.
How would you say this particular novel is different from the one you've written before?
I think that's for the reader to say, but from my perspective as a writer, I want to believe that I'm getting better with each book, and I want to believe that this is by no means the best book that I'll write. So in that sense, I hope that it's better than the previous one, but I hope it's not as good as the next.